welcome to Unearthed Relics. I'm Jennifer and I'm going to show off my Goodwill haul from this week. I got all of these items at the Goodwill Outlet near Indianapolis's airport on two different occasions. One really quick stop while I was waiting to pick up a friend from the airport, and another stop after I dropped him back off there. So let me go ahead and show off what I found. So obviously the big thing here is this blow mold. I don't think it's vintage. I think it's probably a more recent reproduction, but it has kind of that fun vintage look. It's a cool design, and I think that'll be fun to put out on the porch or in my craft room come Halloween time. Some vintage ornaments. Now, I usually don't go after like the Pyramid brand, but I noticed in here that some of them were labeled Roush. So I think some of them are actually older. I don't think that they are. Most of them don't seem to be the Pyramid brand. I think it was just the box that was used, so I was excited about that. Found a fun bingo set. I actually have one of these before. It's really fun because the dispenser spits them out kind of down at the bottom there, so I think that's a lot of fun. And obviously I love the vintage bingo cards too, so I can steal a few. It's still incredibly playable if you borrow a few cards for crafting. In any case, that's kind of a fun find. And then also this bingo set, which I also have another one of. This one looked to be pretty much brand new. It looked like it still even had some of the wrapping that was down in there. I love the fact that this has these green cards. Still got the little numbers here that you can draw. This is another fun kind of thing. It doesn't work super well, but the idea being that there's a little notch here and the numbers can pop right out of there. I found this cute little tote. It says a person. What is a person if not the marks they leave behind? I thought that was adorable. And I had been looking for a container to put some of my ink in, and that seemed like the perfect one. So I got some more goodie stuff down in here. I got these foam eggs. I'm gonna try a project here in just a little bit with these to see if I can do some kind of like 3D collage onto the eggs. I found a lot of crafting stuff, and one of the reasons I love going to the Goodwill Outlet is so that I can find vintage objects to do crafting with, because they look nice. I love the fact that I'm rescuing them and giving them new life. And you know, on a daily basis, things pop up on my email or Facebook feed to buy things from Temu. And I have been curious, and I'll go through the process of spinning the stupid wheel and getting my discount and all of that, and looking at the products and getting sucked into that cycle of, oh my gosh, this is so great and so cheap. And then realizing it's like, no, these are not good, you know, like they're just reproductions. It's not the real thing. In any case, I've never purchased from Temu. But this time I found someone's stash of what looks to be Temu purchased things. And I thought, well, if I'm not buying them, it's not really, you know, supporting that. Granted, I mean, they kind of, you know, have an interesting sort of look to them. Some of them were stickers, some of them were papers of different sizes, but there were tons of them. In fact, this whole bag had different kind of vintage reproductions, like reproductions of books, like book pages, which I thought was hysterical. So I was like, there's enough books in the world. You don't have to make copies, new copies of book pages. It was very strange. In any case, I think I'm gonna have fun crafting with that. And these might also be things that I'll seek to kind of give away or share out at some point in the future too. But I had fun kind of making little crafting kits with some of the things that I found. So sticking some of those objects down into something. So I'm curious to see like if they, you know, like look okay once I'm crafted with them, just kind of for that comparative purpose of crafting with real authentic vintage materials versus crafting with things that you can buy new that look vintage. Anyway, that'll be fun. I got this little heart for a Valentine's assemblage, lots of cute little bags to put bits and bobs in for exchanges in the future. Some music pages. I did a horrible job tearing that out, but I think I'll be able to salvage pieces of that here in the future. Another little thing, what I assume to be a Temu little booklet there. One little vintage hanky. It's a little worse for wear on one side, but I think I'll be able to salvage pieces of it for some sort of project. Just another little card. I found this cute little dolly. This was on the first trip where I had to go pretty quickly. I could not find her head. I looked and looked and looked and could not find her head. I'm assuming it was there, but I'm gonna go through my doll bin because every now and then I'll find heads that are really cute and figure I can use them for crafting. So I think I might be able to resurrect her with a head here. It's a little bit of a Franken Dolly project, but I love that little outfit she's wearing with her little fur stole and her like tutu style skirt here. She has one little fancy shoe. She was missing her other shoe, but I think that that would be a simple enough thing to kind of recreate to give her two shoes. All right, what else did I find? I found this Elvis in concert patch. Isn't that delightful? This is from RCA. Oh, but it's RCA card and it says 1980. So definitely vintage. That's pretty awesome. And I don't know what this one is, the TCV patch, but I do have like a whole stash of patches that are kind of fun to craft with. And I was also having fun. There was a huge bag of washi tape. And so I grabbed lots and lots of different washi tape out of that I liked. This little set I thought would be fun for a little Halloween set that I can craft with. And these I thought were just good everyday ones. And of course this adorable little vintage heart tin. These, oh, I also got this, I think this is like cast plaster. I'm gonna try to use this on the eggs to give them a little bit better surface. So stay tuned to see how that whole process goes here in a little bit. I found a couple other fun tins. I don't think this one is super old, but it is older and it's in great shape. I have an older one of this and it's far worse for wear. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I like the blue. That might be fun for like 4th of July kinds of stuff. Along those lines, this little pumpkin pie shaker here. I think this is a reproduction. I don't think that this is super old, but it definitely has kind of a retro-y sort of look to it. So that one's kind of cool. Another little box. And I think that would be a fun one to stick little things down in there for a little mini craft kit of sorts. I got this adorable little roller skate. Again, I couldn't find the other pair to it, but I think it looks cute. And I think that would look fun in like a shadow box or like a collage of old vintage toys. So that was a good find. These little Yves Saint Laurent hankies with the initial J. My name is Jennifer, so I think they're men's hankies. That being said, I like that idea of like maybe putting a handkerchief in my purse. I assume I haven't pulled them out of the package. They look to be brand new. So they're probably like a nicer quality fabric. And so maybe I'll try that out as an alternative to the little packages of tissues. I also found some cool old cookie cutters. I have lots of this style, but you can't have enough. These are my favorite ones to do one of our family's favorite cookie recipes, which are marshmallow gnomes. It's kind of an obscure old recipe. You actually put little marshmallows onto the cookies, but they are delightful. And these were the ones that we would always use to make those when we were kids. So whenever I find those, I get those, and I have a good stash of old vintage cookie cutters of various kinds. Found a lot of good sewing notions, including some bias tape here. I thought those were great for Easter. These are great for Halloween. A little bit of Christmas fabric that kind of has a vintagey sort of look to it. And I'm assuming this was like part of maybe like a table skirt or maybe part of a pillow, I guess it could have been. It's definitely cut off of something. It doesn't look like it was a valance. You know, that was my original thought, but because it's a big circle, maybe the bottom of a skirt even. In any case, I thought that was really pretty. I love that style, and it looks to be a little bit older, not super old, but older. And then this, I've seen people who've decorated with old vintage Halloween masks, kind of from that 70s, 80s era. And I've always thought that was super cute. I thought this would be a fun start because I love Alf and what is more quintessentially, I guess, 80s, 90s than Alf himself. That's pretty fabulous. And then this really cool old Christmas lamp. It was really light. The thing that drew me to this was the fact that it actually has like these flame looking bulbs in it. So when it lights up, it kind of lights up to look like a little bit of a flame. I also found a few vintage sewing patterns. This one's obviously a little bit older. This one's a little bit more recent, although definitely vintage as well. Let's see, a vintage baby card there. I found this product, I didn't realize it until I was putting everything together. It was a steam cloth that you could put water on top of and then iron over to send steam through. I loved the little package here, and I figured it was in horrible shape, but I found most of the pieces to it. It's got some really fun little graphics on the front and back. And in any case, I did not get the cloth because I had no idea what it was, sadly, but I did get a lot of these other things. So there's like a little Sunbeam Iron Master tag, another little press cloth brochure. It's really cool. It's got some fun kind of, images on the inside of that as well. I got a copy of an old Jungle Book record there. Some Yahtzee scoring cards. These vintage invitation cards, I think those are really cool. Definitely very 70s vibe, sort of. Some wrapping paper that'll be great for collaging. Another little bits and bobs paper-wise. Some holiday border. And this cute little tin that I stuck everything down into, it has hooks on the back, so I think I'll be able to stick that on my pegboard down in my craft room. So that's my haul for this week, and let's get to crafting.